have to listen to me talk for about 20 minutes here. Alrighty. Hey there, beer tiers. Welcome back to Beer Analysis 101 with your asshole, Greg. With Maxwell Starr. And tonight we're going to do a harvest beer. It's harvest season, BA 101, and we're going to Muskoka country, Cottage country. Yay. Harvest Ale. Making Ashley drink this again 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, Sexton.
All right, so first and foremost, let's get down to who we have with us tonight, which is starting with Harvest Beard. You even got the fall red leaf colored beard.
I do. It changes with the seasons, as you can tell.
Yeah, just don't harvest it again.
Yeah.
That would be amazing if it actually did that.
All right, how you doing tonight, anyway?
I'm all right. Thanks for having me, man.
Right on.
Yeah.
All right.
Good times.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways, another speaking of harvest season, I guess not really harvest season, guy with an Oktoberfest hat, Mr. Fuzz. How you doing tonight, Scott?
I'm all right. Hello. Shout out to all my one listener.
Your one listener. Actually, we have 3 viewers right now, so we got
And shout out to those 3 viewers.
Multiple listeners. Nice. Including Jamie, which says, hi, Nick.
Oh, hello, Nick.
Hey, Jamie.
All right. Okay, and over to you, Mr. Ashley Sexton, Sexton Brewing Co. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Doing great, thanks. I'll be better when this is done, but I'm glad to share a crappy beer with you guys.
Yay. Alrighty, and of course, everybody's favorite, Greg.
Oh, hello, Nick. This is my first time here. It's nice to meet you. You guys should all follow the Beer Burglar. Hit subscribe, like, hit the bell icon so you can get excited whenever I upload a new video once a year or so. It's almost Christmas time. We're going to do an advent calendar, maybe.
So for a guy that's totally not the beer burglar, you certainly have an infatuation with this burglar.
He
sounds like a total criminal.
He's kind of like my ex-lover, but we still have a business together. Don't judge, Nick. There's nothing wrong with it.
Too late. All right. So let's get down to moi and my little spiel with Muskoka Harvest for a total of 6 viewers right now. Let us know what you're drinking in the comments, and we will respond in time. All right, so Muskoka Harvest Ale. We've already covered Muskoka on this channel, so we don't really have to go into more detail other than to say that Muskoka Cottage Brewery was opened in Bracebridge, Ontario on June 15th, 1996 by Gary McMullen and Kirby Evans, first launching their cream ale that's still made today. Kirby unfortunately passed away the following January from injuries sustained in a car accident, and Gary carried on the brewery. Muskoka's cream ale would win gold at the 1996 Canadian Brewing Awards. Gary was joined by Muskoka cottager and businessman Bob McDonald in 2008, adding some much-needed investment into the brewery and leading to a period of expansion, going from 10 employees to 110 by 2016, opening a new brewery in 2012 to handle the increase in production. Today, Muskoka beer is available in all provinces except Quebec. Other beers include, from Muskoka, are cream ale. Their cream ale, of course, we mentioned that one. Their craft lager, Mad Tom IPA, the twice as Mad Tom Imperial IPA, their Detour Session IPA. There's a pattern here. Hazed and Confused Juicy IPA, Chinook Stout, their legendary Oddity Belgian Ale, and Winterbeard Cranberry Stout, as well as many other seasonals, including this one tonight, which is Muskoka's Harvest Ale, which is classified by Muskoka as an Ontario Strong Pale Ale. Going on tap, and it says it's an American IPA, so I don't know what to make of it. Weighing it at 6.7% ABV, 40 IBUs. It's brewed every year as a fall seasonal and has been since 2009, using ingredients sourced from all over Ontario. The 2020 release of this beer was brewed with Ontario Select malts sourced from Canada Malting in the Ottawa Valley, Canadian two-row, lager malt, and Vienna malts from Barn Owl Malt in Belleville, Cascade, Centennial, and Chinook hops from Hey Ho Farms, Hey Ho, and yeast from Escarpment Labs in Guelph. Right, there's the story of that. So let's get down to, let's just go straight to the introductions. Redbeard, you've had this beer before, haven't you?
The introductions we're doing now?
I suppose it's the
beer
history.
Beer history, maybe? Okay, yeah. I have had this a few times. I had the first one, seems like it was would have been the 2017 version that I did the 2018 version, and I don't think I reviewed the last year's version. and now I have this version. And wasn't a huge fan of the other ones, so I don't think I was going to buy this one this year. So thanks for the
Till your good friend
little
Mac Star
push.
suckered y'all
Yeah.
into buying it for the show.
You're the best, man.
Love you, man.
Best.
Love
Love you.
All right. All right, Fuzzy. What's your history with this beer? You got any history with this, or even Muskoka in general?
I've had a Muskoka before. I don't think it was a Harvest Ale. I think it was with their cream ale. It wasn't bad. I mean, it was when I was in Ontario. That's what I had in Ontario. But I haven't had this Harvest Ale. Yeah, that's it. I got nothing.
Got nothing?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting time.
Right on. Adventure. Ashley. Yeah. Ashley. My friend Ashley. What's your history with this beer?
I had this beer 2 weeks ago. And I was hoping I wouldn't have it for another few years after that. And then,
No, not with Nick around.
And then you went last week, and you sort of betrayed my trust a little bit.
Yeah.
You really took advantage of my good nature, and
Getting the whole beer
sort of
tube
knowing-
guilt trip.
you sort of knew I'd sort of be here to help support. So you threw up this fucking dodgeball.
You've always been so supportive over these few years, and I betrayed that trust by doing this beer after you've drank the last can of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Making you go out and buy a whole nother one. Hey, we lost the viewer there.
It's like that movie Dodgeball, and you're the bad coach, and you're just throwing
You dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Yeah. So there we go. I didn't dodge this wrench; it hit me right in the face. So that's my history.
The first few don't always get dodged.
Yeah. So yeah, I had this 2 weeks ago, and then before that, a few years prior. That was it.
Well, if all else fails, you'd be that pirate guy off of Dodgeball Free.
Yes.
Right.
I'll
Anyway.
dress up like a pirate.
Whatever. All right. So, Mr. Greg, what's your history with Muskoka Harvest Ale?
First of all, I just want to point out that Nick is always very quick to betray the trust of those who are supposed to look up to him. So thanks for that, Nick. As you all know, I'm a sucker for anything Halloween. You could bottle poop water and tell me it's a great Harvest pumpkin milkshake, and I would buy it and drink it, and I'd probably give it at least a 7 out of 10. So that being said, I think I bought this beer pretty much every year since it came out, which according to Untapped, the first year I bought it was in 2013. However, I haven't Untapped it every year. So the years I've officially had it, because we know Untapped is official, 13, 14, 15, 17, and apparently I've skipped 16 and 18, and now I skipped 19 too because we're in 2020 because I don't know how math works, or calendars or all that fun stuff. I've had it most years. I'm pretty sure I've had it other years. I just didn't untap it. And I'd say this is a beer that changes quite a bit. Like, I don't think it's the same beer I've had many years ago. I feel they almost mess with the recipe and sometimes so far as even the style. And like I said, it's a fall beer, so it's probably not going to. It's still probably going to be at least an okay for me, but it's never been a beer that I've loved, and I'm glad at least I can buy it in cans now. Because you used to be able to only buy in big bottles that were like $9 each, so that was less fun.
Yeah. Well. All right. Well, I'm going to skip ahead of Greg and just give my history on it because I want to continue on a subject about the bottles. Yeah, the first time I ever had it, it wasn't the big bottle. I think I first had it in 2014. Really don't remember what I thought of it. I think it was probably unremarkable. I've had it a few times since then. In fact, the same day, I think Ashley was drinking his last can. I think I drank mine that I had in my fridge, intended to save for this. And no, I bought another one. So if Ashley wants to feel better, I had to buy another one too.
Oh,
and we're in this together. I did want to share just a quick screen grab here because I was looking at the history, seeing which ones I've had from the Harvest Ale series on Untapped, and looking at the popular locations, it's North Bay.
Oh, wow. The Moose.
The Moose, apparently. It's a popular
Really?
location for Muskoka's harvest sale. I thought that was just a funny tidbit that plays into this
Is
thing.
that a good hangout spot, Carrie?
I worked there for about 8 years when I was younger. It's a pretty cool place.
Oh, really?
I like it.
Wow.
It was my first long-term employment. I lived, just like this place I live in now, I lived on top of that restaurant when I worked there. It was
So you got a habit of living
back in my kind of hardcore, let's get drunk and party.
Yeah, there's a bit of a trend here that you like to live where you work.
Yeah.
Only happened twice.
You've
Long
only had
term.
2 jobs.
No.
Well, how
So
long have you
much
been
no.
at your current place? Like 6 years?
About 5, I think, at this point.
So that's 5 years at one place, 7 years at the other. That's 12 years of your 22
I didn't
year
live. I
adult
didn't
life.
live at the Moose for that whole time. I lived there for maybe like 4 years, maybe 5 years again. But that was back when I was like 19 years old.
So play your
So-
cards right, and you can live above Highlander.
That would be fucking cool.
That actually would be cool. All right, so I'm gonna actually. Do you want me to read the comments, Sash, or you want to do them? He's muted.
He's a good man, that Ashley Sexton.
Yeah. I know. Jamie's like, hi, Nick. Craig from Kent Beer Reviews says, cheers.
Hey, Craig.
I acknowledge their existence. And then Greg says, hello, everyone. Feel free to ask Nick what color his panties are tonight.
Shut up, Greg.
And sadly,
I
no
would-
one's asked, but Nick's not going to tell you if you don't ask.
Well, because everybody knows that he doesn't wear underwear.
That's right. Nick is knickerless.
Knickerless low.
Oh, even my wife found that funny.
I heard that.
Just like the British in the Falklands going commando. No. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, all right. I think that's all for comments right now. We lost a whole bunch of viewers doing that crap. So,
Great.
I don't know, I'm sitting here drinking the beer. Is anything to talk about?
Oh, we're drinking the beer now.
Well, yeah, we're drinking the beer now.
I was holding off.
Oh,
Yeah, we don't do these beer analyses like we do with our normal beer reviews. It's like, okay, we got to do synchronized drinking and tasting and shit. Like, no, we drink it while we're doing or talking, and
hey,
then
Nick,
we come back for the next round.
it was sort of funny when you did that screen share of the previous histories of it. And the IBUs were like, 50 this year, 90 last year, and then like 55 the year before that.
Yeah, it's like all over the map right here. So 2014, 50, not available on 2013, not available in 2015, 65, 50, 90.
Wow, someone got really aggressive last year.
2020 says 50 here, but their website, not that anybody really cares, I guess.
I'd give this like a 70 this
40.
year. This is bitter as fuck.
Actually does come off quite bitter.
More bitter than this.
Like this
That's
is
why, that's why I was actually asking Ashley Sexton 2 weeks ago, because to me, this is definitely falls kind of in the Pale Ale IPA category. But I think Ashley disagreed with that.
If it falls in the what
suck
category?
my ass
To me,
category.
I would, if you gave this to me blind, I'd say it's either a pale ale or an IPA. It's not crazy bitter, but it's bitter enough to be in that category, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I would not do IPA. I'd go on pale ale more. It's not as bitter as I thought it was going to be.
Well, I think there's a lot of malt in it, so I think that balances it. At least if Ashley says that, I'll just repeat what he says.
No, it's not offensive at all. I mean, it's not bad. Ash is just spinning.
Yeah, my palate
bad
when
beer.
my palate wants to kick your palate in the face right now there, Fuzz. it just disagrees vehemently.
I mean, it's not like I'm going to say, yeah, it's like the last time I drank it, and people will know what I'm talking about. But yeah, when I drank this last time, my perception of it was that it's just really unbalanced, and it's I don't know. I'm not going to get to it right now. because we're gonna do our reviews. But
Yeah.
I'm not swaying what I said last time to what I'm gonna say tonight. It's the same beer. It miraculously did not change its construction, I guess, or whatever the fuck you want to say. So, yeah. So I don't know what else to say about it.
Yeah, we might as well cut this short. All right, so let's go over to Redbeard and say, what's your final verdict?
I hate this beer.
Right.
I don't like this at all. It's
Explain.
got the bitterness, just like whatever hops they used, the malts, the flavor. It tastes absolutely bad to me. I don't like anything about it. I don't mind the smell.
Is it too
To be
bland
honest, I
for
don't
you?
mind the smell. No, it's not bland. It's like it's two just flavors not working together in disgusting ways for my mouth. I've had things that say Harvest Ale that I've enjoyed, so I don't even know what to say style wise. I'm going to give this a fucking 3, and enjoyment wise, the fruit fly wants to have some, but that's like a fucking 2. I don't like this at all. Not a fan.
Well,
Wow.
I really don't like it.
No.
Wow.
Nope.
Out Ashley.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on.
All right.
Ash is getting a nice one.
All right, so Scott, what do you think of it, and what do you give it a rating out of 10 for the style and for overall enjoyment?
So it's not totally offensive. It doesn't. I mean, the smell on it a little bit strong, but the taste doesn't. It's not overpowering at all. Yeah. So I mean, the style. I haven't had a lot of Harvest ales, but I've had ales before, and it's quite similar to other ales I've had. So I would give it a 6, where 5 would be something I'd pick up at the liquor store and drink it, at a, I don't know, a gathering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd give it a 6. Not blown away, but not totally offended.
All right, that's fair enough. So 6 for. That's 6 for. Is that for style or overall enjoyment?
Overall, the style, I probably don't have enough data to give a proper number.
All right, so I'll just break you down as X on that one.
Nick, give him more
Been
data.
working on you. I've been working on you for years.
Well, I mean,
Your beer palate.
Well, that's a whole trick on this one, because a Harvest Ale is a bullshit style that doesn't actually exist.
If you were to compare this to like an American Pale Ale, like a hoppy Pale Ale, what would you call it for the style?
I'd give it a higher score, maybe a 7.
All right, that's
But like I said, it's not blown away. I've had good pale ales, and I don't like pale ales all that much. But I've had good pale ales.
that's completely fair. All right, let's go over to Ashley, who's going to show us all up.
No, I'm not going to show you. Jesus fucking Christ. So, on a second go through on this, yeah, my thoughts on this are sort of the same. I find that it's still a touch burny for me. I mean, not like oh my god, this is the most alcoholic beverage in the world, but I mean, it definitely drinks a little bit bigger than 6.7%, and I'm drinking it pretty cold too. So I don't know, maybe I'm just a big sissy and I'm just sort of feeling it in the chest a little bit. But there is a noticeable, alcoholness to it. What I don't like is sort of akin to what the Redbeard was pointing out. The bittering is a little bit all over the place. Now they use locally, everything on here is local, right? Like local to Ontario.
Ontario, yeah.
So, it's they probably just didn't do the testing on the hops to get all the right stuff. So they're just sort of throwing stuff in blind. I don't know. It's just really unbalanced. It's a weird bittering. the malt characteristics don't jive well. It's like trying to be malty, but at the same time, it's trying to be, an IPA or a pale ale or whatever little container you want to put it into. But to me, it's just like two different beers trying to be one. This is almost like on its way of being like an American strong ale if it was beefed up a little bit.
Do you think it's like a confusing beer? Like it doesn't know what it wants to be?
Yeah, pretty much. And but you can make this however you want because it's just a harvest ale. It's just like a nondescript style that really doesn't have a baseline for what it should be like. It's just malt, hops, and water and yeast, and just sort of make something at this time of year and call it a harvest ale. So, I mean, yeah, there's nothing here that is like overly exciting. There's nothing here that would really strike me as something that would make me want to go and get another one. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't really have any crazy tasting notes for this. It's just that, yeah, it's a beer that I don't really enjoy all that much. I'm going to stick to my score that I gave it last week, which for a personal preference, I gave it a 6.5. So, I mean, for me, that's a pass, but nothing I'm like overly excited about. And yeah, I guess for style, I mean, if we're going to call this a harvest ale style, I don't know, 5.5. I don't know. It's certainly not. It doesn't drink like a pale ale. It doesn't drink like an IPA. That's all I'll say about that.
All right.
Drinks like an IPA.
Poo, eh? Speaking of poo. Right.
Segue.
Just look at that for a second. That is the beer burglar's secret identity. Fuck you, Jamie, for revealing it.
What the hell?
So, I'm gonna just point out. So, I will not rate this as a harvest ale because Untapped, the #1 resource for all your beer needs, says this is an American IPA. So I got to rate this as an American IPA. As an American IPA, it's not very good because it doesn't really quite get the whole bittering thing. It almost comes off as like a light double IPA where they really seem to up the malt almost too much except the hops here can't quite handle it, and it ends up almost the malt is overwhelming it. I think Ashley pointed out that it's kind of like a strong ale mixed with a pale ale or something, and I kind of get that. That being said, I don't really see anything offensive about this. I'm not really sure why anyone would be offended by this. It's kind of just a boring beer. It's not particularly hoppy. It's not particularly malty. It is what it is. Like I'm drinking this. I will likely not buy another another can of this year unless I'm told, yes.
That's so frightening. That's
Yeah,
so
just
wrong.
keep that up there while I'm talking. If we could just animate the lips, that'd be amazing. I'm not going to buy another can of this unless Nick tells me suddenly it's like, oh, bring your own harvest ale next week. Ashley Sexton, here we go again. But since I don't think Nick's going to be that cruel, I'm not going to buy another can of this, but I'll buy another can next year because the fall season will grab me again, and I'll be in the harvest ale or pumpkin beer or whatever they want to throw my way mood, and I'll buy it and give it an okay rating, which is what I'm going to do with this. It's a 6.5 for me. It's on the borderline of good on my scale. And if I'm going by an American IPA rating, 5.5, it's not really, I'm probably being really generous with that rating. It really doesn't get that style right. And since Harvest Ale is not really a style, I'm not going by that. 6.5. It's a fine beer. It's good. It's just nothing exciting, nothing to get your panties wet about.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Let's go over to me. I can dominate the feed here for a second. Well, I mean, to be fair, Muskoka kind of calls it Ontario Strong Pale Ale on their website. And
What part of strong is that?
Say what?
What part of strong is that?
6.7%. Well, technically, 6.7% ABV is strong because it's stronger than a 5. But like what I'm trying to say is, if they're calling it a strong, like usually if I'm considering like an American strong ale or a British strong ale, I'd probably be wanting something in the ballpark of 7 or 8 or something like it or higher. But I mean, whatever this is, I don't know if you really can rate it super high on any kind of style because it sounds like, just like Ashley's been saying, bullshit style. I find it, if you're going to call it an American Pale Ale, it's a bit on the bitter side for American Pale Ale. Yet it's hoppy and sweet at the same time. Like there's a lot of malt character to this as well, which somehow doesn't manage to balance itself very well either for having a lot of hops and a lot of malts. I find that the taste wise, like the fruit flavors you get out of this it's pithy, piney, grapefruit, a bit of stone fruit mixed in there, so you get like a bit of apricot going on. It's definitely juicy, but you can tell that it's hopped with a load of the sea hops and I almost kind of wonder, like usually, like considering these are all regional hops, they're not coming from like the hop growing regions in the States or in Europe or something that's coming all from Ontario. I wonder if it's anything like usually what I get whenever I drink like harvest or wet hop ales from New Brunswick, the hops that they use tend to have this not quite right flavor to it. And I'm almost like wondering if the Ontario hops are kind of like Ontario specific, Ontario grown hops kind of aren't perfect. And they kind of come off as a bit more bitter. Like bitter in the sense of like pithy, piney kind of thing when they're not supposed to be that strong. And that could attribute to maybe it being a bit on the unbalanced side. I do find it, and I think I saw on their website that the strength of this beer is the calories of this beer is like 290 calories per can, which is a lot. And I credit that to being a hugely sweet beer. I don't know. I like it. I mean, I like the flavor of it. I like the it's just a bit thick for what I really want out of a harvest ale. No, I don't hate it as much as what Ashley does, although my rating's going to sound similar.
Hey, it's Redbeard that's dominating the hate on this beer, not me.
Oh yeah, Redbeard's the one that hates it the most.
He fucking hates this thing. He wants to put it into a furnace and let it die.
I would drink this sooner than probably Ashley would. I'd like drink this again. But style wise, still gonna give it a 6. Overall, 6.5.
I want to see Carrie put a firecracker in this thing and blow it up, dude.
Come on, Carrie. You got any firecrackers left?
I have nothing, and even if I did, I'm in my fucking living room, so that would not occur. I'm sorry.
Go outside and record that. Just blow it up in your spiral staircase.
Whoa.
You seem like the type that can cook up some chemicals.
Oh my god!
I would not be shocked at all if Kerry made his own.
He's got a meth lab in that hermetically sealed back room, and that back room has got like a metal door on it. When I slept in there.
All right, I have a crap ton of comments to get through. So
okay, let's start.
Nick, why don't you go hit that?
Crap! I have to. Okay, you can read the comments. I'm not posting them up on the screen because it's mostly Ewart anyway.
That's fine. Yeah.
Unless nobody wants to see those anyway.
So okay.
What is yours?
So Craig said he's drinking First Tracks by Good Things Brewing Co. from England. Quite enjoyable for this very low ABV of 3.2. It's very irresponsible for you, sir, especially since it's 1:43 in the morning. It's a session pale ale, by the way. He says. Teku Murray says pumpkin beer, really? Black. So I'm not too sure if he was under the impression that the Harvest Ale is a pumpkin beer, but we'll go on. And then he says, I hear that Ashley loves PSL at Time Jordans. What does that even mean?
What?
I hear that Ashley loves PSL at Time Jordans. Pumpkin spice latte at Tim Hortons? Oh, you fucking asshole. I hate that shit. I just put that together. Ashley got really excited about a basic beer is like Rachel on Friends and Ross. Like, oh god. I don't know. I love Greg's green screen.
It is a good green screen.
Craig says hi to Ewart. Ewart says, if they dial the gourd factor down, this beer is fine. Turn up the allspice, though. I don't even know what he's talking about.
This isn't a pumpkin beer. What the fuck is he talking about?
Hi, Craig. Greg is going to buy more cannabis. I think that's in reference to my head and his head becoming one.
That's true.
And then Jamie's referencing cannabis as being a gateway drug. Any thoughts on this one winning gold at the Golden Tap Awards? Yes.
Meth now.
They could put this beer into any category and it would win gold. There we go.
Because it's the
Knowing the
Canadian
Golden
Brewing
Tap
Awards.
Yeah, exactly. And then question mark. Okay, Nick is talking, yapping. Too bitter for a pale ale, huh? Fresh hops, yo. Says
God.
Murray. And then Greg's like, guys, be quiet. His opinion is important.
Nick, you are an important fellow.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this is important. It will be saved and cataloged for future generations. They will look back and wonder, what in the Sam fuck are they going on about beer? What in the Sam fuck are they going on about? Beer? Oh, God. Take a shot whenever someone says pithy, says Jamie. Calorie counter alert. And then he says, or soft or smooth. So, okay. Don't say pithy, soft, and or smooth. And then Tekamuri says, I want to see Carrie throw dog poop at this beer. That's a good compromise.
That's a good idea.
It's not as aggressive or as explosive.
It's so funny.
If you do that again and look upwards with your eyes closed and you draw an eyeball on your lower eye, that'd be awesome.
Well, you know Jamie's working on the GIF right now.
Yeah. That way you can sort of like do like an eye roll, but you're still looking at everyone, and it looks pretty freaky. Just saying.
I'll keep that in mind.
Please do.
All righty, there's our ratings.
Wow,
They're very exciting.
that's like the most
Redbeard.
mediocre.
Middle of the road, literally.
So if it wasn't for Carrie's rating, it would be probably it might even make a 6.
Yeah, we took out Carrie's rating. It'd probably be like a 6 and a 6.5 or something.
No.
Like what was the final score here? It was like Redbeard 3-2. Then rest were like 5-7, 5-5, 5-5. Yeah. Totally would be like 6 something. Oh well, we're a
That's what I do. I bring it down.
Well, that's why we call Carrie the escalator. He brings everything down.
Wow.
Oh, I'm kidding, dude.
They bring things up as well. What kind of a fucking horrible analogy is that? For almost every single down escalator out there, there's an equal like up.
Evil and opposite escalator.
Yeah.
And then it says it looks pumpkin-y. And that's what you get when you assume. And you know the saying.
Yeah.
You know the saying. There we go.
No one calls Greg the escalator. I call Carrie the escalator.
Yeah.
You were just on the ball with him.
I'm offended.
I call Greg the elevator because he can go up and down all night.
Whoa.
Oh, Jesus, that's bad. It's probably awesome. He's still crap on everything that isn't steamless.
True.
Oh man.
And then Craig, saving us from ourselves, asks the magical question.
What is next week's beer? And actually,
WNWB.
the whole theme whistle thing is a good segue into this one because we're going to do a Pilsner next week. We're doing Butt Burger at Bitburger.
Dun, 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 dun.
Premium
Beer.
The
beer that Nick made
craft beer behind all the other 40 different beers. I've never even heard of this one being Germany's #1 beer. So, Bitburger.
You know it's going to be good.
Yay, look at all that words in the back.
Yay, words.
They're all
That's actually like 5 different languages of their ingredients list, I think.
silver font
beer, bira, cerveza, cerveja, piwo, jasny. Beer,
someone should send
Volagio.
that to Chad so we can't read it.
Can I hold it up there and for a second and let the people read the fucking ingredients on this can?
Yeah, make sure.
Holy fuck.
That's like a novel.
This is like worse than some of those Polish beers. That
You know,
Greg
you
said.
you have to read that in the entirety of the back of that can in next week's episode.
Well, that'll be my beer history. I'm just going to read the ingredients
There you
in
go.
whatever
But you have
language
to
it
say,
is.
though,
Yeah, in every language. Yeah, but next week will be our most worldly episode ever.
International episode.
I can't
Yeah,
read the
that's-
Greek
that's better,
alphabet
thank you.
or Cyrillic.
that's okay as long as you say it in an angry.
You got a
German
week to figure it out, man. You got a week to figure it out.
That's
Google
good thing I make-
Translate's your
good
friend,
thing I
man.
make the
Google
rules.
Translate.
Oh yeah.
The fuck is
Google
that
translate that.
beeping that makes me want to punch the screen?
Oh,
Oh god.
All right. Boop boop.
how could you give Femosol a 3? It's Canada's best Pilsner.
To answer Ewirt's question, good job. And here comes the technical question. No, I'm actually using a mirrorless camera, DSLR, kind of with a f2.0 lens. And of course, he probably asked that question before he logged off. So, Canada's worse than flying monkeys. Yes, it is. Drunk Pokeroo would be a hard pass. Yes, he would. And hey, Julie Gulpin says, "Cheers, fine fellas. Cheers.
What the
Nice
hell?
to see you.
Yeah, well, that's a lie. We're not fine.
We're not fine.
Of course.
We're not fellas either. Wait.
Well,
Well,
I am.
Greg's not, but
We're not lizard people, so
I'm still pre-op.
oh,
Pretty
here,
up.
here comes Rob the robot.
Nice.
Error.
Error. Alrighty, I think we've said all that we need to say. So thanks, Ewert. Thanks. Oh shit, did I say that? Fuck, I said that out loud.
Come on.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks, Jamie, for being in the chat. Thanks, Julie Gulpin. And we've got, of course, our panel members here tonight: Redbeard, the Fuzz, Greg, and Ashley. Did we forget anybody who was in the chat?
We forgot penis.
We never forget penis at the end. All right, we're going offline. We'll probably pop back on for a after chat because I think Jamie wants to see it.
Oh
And
boy.
after penis?
Something like that. Nice.